All right, so I want to share some fundamental thoughts around the law of attraction and the power of thoughts. And there's few books that speak as clearly as this book does on the power of thoughts and the power of the law of attraction. And if you haven't read it, I encourage you to do so. It's called A Man Thinketh by James Allen, and it was written in 1903. So I'm just going to read a couple passages in here and then share a couple stories with you and ideas with you that can give you that mental edge that will enable you to move closer and faster to achieving your goals and your dreams. All right, so let's jump right into it. Remember, this is 1903 when this was originally written, so some of the language is a little bit dated. All right, so whenever he says the word man alone, I'm referring to all genders, okay? So here we go. This is what he says in the book. I love this. A man or woman, right? A man does not come to the almshouse or the jail by tyranny of fate or circumstance, but by the pathway of groveling thoughts and base desires. Nor does a pure-minded man fall suddenly into crime by stress of any external force. The criminal thought had been long secretly fostered in the heart, and the hour of opportunity revealed its gathered power. Circumstance does not make the man, it reveals it to himself. Wow, isn't that powerful? It's not the circumstances that make you or determine how you behave or determine the outcome of your life. No, the circumstances only reveal who you've already become. That is critical, which leads me to my second point. It says men, and again, we're speaking about women too, but men do not attract that which they want. They attract that which they are. Think about that. You don't get in life what you want. This is the law of the harvest. You don't get in life what you simply want. You get in life who you are. Meaning the results you attract in life at some level harmonize with the internal reality based on the skills and the thoughts that you have, the skills you've acquired and the thoughts that you have and the action that you've taken, right? The person you've become. See, many people live by the philosophy, have, do, be. If I have it, then I'll be the person that I need to be. But that's not a true principle. That's not a timeless principle. That's like telling the wood stove, hey, wood stove, give me heat and then I'll put some wood in you. Doesn't that seem a little bit backwards? No. The true concept is you put wood in the stove and then you'll have heat. So this is the principle by which you want to live by, and that is be, do, have. That is a timeless principle. Let me say it again. Be, do, have. If you will begin working on yourself and feeding and nourishing your own development to become as effective and develop your talents and your skills, and your attitude, then naturally those results that harmonize with that level are going to come into your life. You're going to see opportunities come in your life, opportunities and resources open up to you. And you'll go, where did that show up from? And you'll realize it was around you the whole time, simply because you got in alignment with that frequency. You know, I've taught my kids for years. And by the way, my oldest son is already married. And I have 3 more children. And let me tell you something. One thing I've told them from the time they started to date all the way to marriage is I said this: if you want to marry that great person, that ideal person, then you first must become that type of person yourself. Because if you become that type of person, then you will attract someone on that same frequency. So I would tell my kids, Go to work on yourself, develop yourself, study hard, work on those habits, kill the monster while it's small if you have bad habits, right? Those kinds of concepts. And they've taken it to heart because my oldest son married a great young woman, right? Emily is just awesome, right? So he married someone that was on his level. Unfortunately, all those years of discipline of working on himself has lent someone that was within his frequency, and we're proud of him and her and so forth. So that's that thought. Let's go to another one. All right. So my point is, don't expect to achieve result if you're not becoming equal to the level or the frequency that's required to attract that result. Okay, and this is an add-on to that. Quote, let a man or woman, right? Let a man radically alter his thoughts, and he will be astonished at the rapid transformation it will affect in the material conditions of his life. Men imagine that the thought can be kept secret, but it cannot. It rapidly crystallizes into habit, and habit solidifies into circumstance. Isn't that amazing? You have a thought, which leads to a behavior. Then a behavior becomes a habit, which then is crystallized into a circumstance, right? And that's the same with results. You've got to become the person that is equal to the result that you want. That is at the core of the law of attraction. And it all starts with what you dwell on, what you think about. That is vital, right? But it also has to do with how are you developing yourself. The biggest room in the world is the room for improvement. So get to work. All right. And someone once said, if you feel you have no faults, that makes another one. All right. We all have things we can work on and develop and become. So go become. Remember, be, then do, and then you'll have. Become the person that you're capable of becoming, only in competition with your own best self, but give your very best. Demand the best from yourself. Do the things that are necessary, and then you'll have what you ultimately want. All right, I wish you the best. Now go out there and unleash your greatness within. Hey there, thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed this podcast episode. If you did, could you do me a favor? It would mean the world to me if you could write a simple review or give me a star rating. I would really, and I mean really, appreciate it. Thank you in advance. Now go out there and unleash your greatness within.
GreatnessWithin.com